Hello. Ace Attorney, Part 1.
Play this game. Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. Pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. Not you. Right.
Oh, hiya, Chief.
Woo, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you and your client as well.
Thanks?
Actually, it's because I owe him... Oh, that's you.
Actually, it's because I owe him a favor.
A favor? You mean you knew the client before this case?
Yes. Actually, I kind of owe him my current job too. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney.
Well, this is news to me.
I want to help him out in any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much.
It's over! My life, everything, it's all over! Huh? Is that your client screaming over there?
Yeah, it's him.
Death, despair, ugh! I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna die! It sounds like he really wants to die.
Yeah.
Nick!
Hey. Hey there, Larry.
Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die.
What? What's wrong, Larry?
Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me? Nick, who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me who took my baby away.
Person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspapers say it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was an unlucky sap dating her.
Not you.
Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the buds. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do.
Court is now in session for the trial of Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The the defense is ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous.
Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. The murder is a serious charge for your client's sake. I hope you can control your nerves.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a little test to assert your readiness.
Yes, Your Honor.
The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in the case. Correct. Just keep your wits about you. Keep your wits about you, and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me the victim's name.
Ooh, I know this one. I read the case report cover so many times. It's wait. Uh-oh. No way, I forgot it. I'm drawing a total blank here.
Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name?
Oh, the victim. Of course, I know the victim's name. I just forgot temporarily.
I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look at the victim's name listed in the court record. Real quick for you.
So what do I press here? Square button?
Good. Just X for now. Just press the R1 button and check it out at any time, okay? So R1. Okay, now profiles, R1 again. R1, yeah. Over. Over, yeah. Cindy Stone, age 22. The victim in this case, a model. She lives in an apartment by herself. Okay, next. Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case?
The victim's name is Cindy Stone.
Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was... Court record. Blunt force trauma.
She was struck once by a blunt object.
Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much...
Thank you. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure.
Well then. First, a question for the prosecution, Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor.
As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was?
The murder weapon is a statue of the thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim.
I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Right? be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use the R1 button to check the court record frequently. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. The prosecution called defendant Mr. Butts to the stand.
Chief, what do I do now?
Pay attention. You don't want to miss information that might be help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate.
Oh, Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad.
Who does Larry remind you of?
I don't know.
Ahem. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy! We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Anthony.
Didn't they all die?
I wasn't dumb. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or ever seeing me. What's it to you anyway? Mr. Butts, what would you describe is generally what we mean by dumb. In fact, she completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder.
Now what about when he says hold it? Do I have to do that?
No, you don't have to hold it.
No, I mean when he says hold it.
If you want to, you can yell hold it. What do you mean, one of them? Lies, all of it lies. I don't believe a single word of it. Your Honor, here's the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris the day before she died. Passport added to the court record. The victim indeed appeared to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude. We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of him? Right? I don't think you want him to answer that question.
Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I
stop him from answering, I think. What do you think?
stop him from answering?
That was you.
That question is irrelevant to this case.
Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? Not cheating, cheating. I'm gonna die, I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, when I meet her in afterlife, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused motive is clear to everyone. Yes, quite.
Oh boy, this is so not looking good.
Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did and maybe I didn't.
Oh, he went. What do I do?
What do you think you should have him do? Do what you think should be done. Like, she wasn't home, man, so, like, I didn't even see her. witness who can prove Mr. Butter's lying. Well, that simplifies the matter. Who's your witness? So you see how the judge's whole structure has changed immediately?
Yeah.
He went from stern to stupid immediately.
Yeah, what I want to know is why he allowed explosives in that thing. Fireworks?
Oh, I don't know. Just
Sorry.
before making the gruesome discovery.
Sorry about that.
Fine. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. In the court, Mr. Payne, prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor.
This is bad.
On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspaper at the victim's building. Bring Mr. Frank Shawwick to the stand. Mr. Shawwick, you sell newspapers subscriptions. Is this correct? Oh yes, newspaper. Yes. Mr. Shawwick, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. Witness's account. I was going door to door, selling newspaper subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing the scene of the apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it was strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead! I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time. It was 1 p.m. exactly. The man who ran was without a doubt the defendant, sitting right over there.
Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that.
Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sawit used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Now, Mr. Wright.
Yes? Yes, Your Honor?
You may begin your cross-examination.
Cross-examination, Your Honor?
Alright, Wright. This is it. The real deal. What? Right?
Yeah. What exactly am I supposed to do?
Why, you expose the lies that the testimony the witnesses gave.
Lies? What? He was lying?
Your client is innocent, right? And the witness must have lied in his testimony.
So this is the tutorial?
Or is your client really guilty?
Oh. How do I prove he's not?
You hold the key, it's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. I suggest going through the court record right now. Go over everything right now. Read everything. And if you find... No, read everything.
No one would believe I was a defense attorney if I didn't carry this.
Okay, next.
Time of death, 7:31, 4 p.m., 5 p.m. Cause of death, loss of blood due to blunt force trauma. A statue in the shape of the thinker is rather heavy. The victim apparently arrived home from Paris on 30th of June, the day before the murder. Electricity was to Mrs. Stone's building was from noon at 6 p.m. On the day of the crime.
All right. Now, you have all that memorized?
Not really.
What you mainly need to have memorized is go back to the. There's a blackout. You gotta memorize that and go back to Cindy's autopsy. Go back to Cindy's autopsy. Now, do your best to memorize everything there.
To memorize these two things?
Yes, the time of death and the cause of death. That's something you'll need. When you think you have it ready, get back to the things to do the rest. Okay. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face.
Okay.
Open the court record with the R1 button, then point out the contradictions in the testimony. I was going door to door when I saw a man fleeing the apartment. I thought it must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. And I saw her laying there, a woman, dead, not moving. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. She died at 1. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. That's all of it. Now go over his examination, and if something does not match the court record and anything he said, there's a specific part that doesn't match, and I'd say it's on her autopsy. This one, you'll have to look on the autopsy. Specifically, the autopsy. What do you think is off about what he said with the autopsy?
1 p.m. was off.
Yep. Okay. Go for it. See what you get. Then find the evidence that contradicts his testimony and present it to the court. I was door to door selling newspaper subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing the apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying, oh, and not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment was not working. I went to the nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. Well, if you go back and present what you think, go back, press the right. press it back. Now, if you believe that's what it is, try that. Press R1, and then go to, yep, and then present it if you think that's what it is.
You found the body at 1 p.m., you're sure?
Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain.
Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes that the time of death was sometime after 4 p.m. There was nobody to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap?
That? This is trivial. The witnesses merely forgot the time. After that testimony, I find that hard to believe. Must have saw it. Why were you so certain you found the body at 1 p.m.? Gee, that's a really good question. Good job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out the contradiction. Lies always beget more lies. See through one and their whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember now. You care to give us your testimony again? Time of discovery. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess it must have been watching a video or a tape program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. Oh, I see you heard a voice on the tape program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Okay, go through the evidence right now and try to find what you can.
It was at 6 p.m.
You managed to find out. You found that on your own without me telling you. Good job. Okay, now go back and keep going with the story. Right, you know what to do.
I've got this one.
You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying it, probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a tape program. Back. Go. Do your best.
Objection! Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video.
Yeah. That has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Solid? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Wait, I remember now. Mr. Solid, the court would prefer to hear the accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming credibility. That and you seem rather distraught. My apologies, Your Honor. It won't happen again. The shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sawit. Let's hear your testimony once more. Did I just make him sound like Piccolo by accident?
Yes. Okay, hearing the time.
Hearing the time. Actually, I didn't Here's the time I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. Could go through the evidence before. Read what is specific about the murder weapon. I'll give you that as a hint. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Gladly.
Okay, go through the evidence real quick. Okay, X first. Go through the evidence really quick. Okay. Don't click it right now, but read what it says. He stated it as the clock. Read what it says.
It was the thinker, the statue.
Okay, now I'm gonna suggest, I'll tell you if it's right or not. Try this statue. Okay. No, you didn't do it right now. Oops. I accidentally you did it too early by accident. It'll be fine. You're only gonna miss one. I'm sorry.
Let me just skip this.
Yeah.
So I get another chance.
Yeah, just when he mentioned the murder weapon. The table clock was in the apartment next. No. The murder weapon, the killer used it to hit the victim.
So just hit prevent. Huh?
Go ahead, try it.
Objection!
Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was the statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock?
You with your objections, your evidence. Just who do you think you are?
Just answer the question, Mr. Solid.
Hey, I saw it there. Okay, that's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne. This witness stated the statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. It doesn't look like a clock. I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock. You're all well, Mr. Wright. It appeared your witness testimony was correct. This is a clock. Pick yes.
Your Honor, there isn't a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his own hand. Yes, the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly, a contradiction.
Indeed.
The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment.
Yep. Try it.
You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder.
Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I were
I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed him. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard.
Order. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Solid, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murderer's weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time.
What's the meaning of this? All of this baseless conjecture.
Baseless? Just look at the witness's face!
Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? I never... Look, the clock heard no... saw. Ah! Shut up! I hate you. It was him. I tell you, I saw him. Death! Order in the court, I say. Your Honor, a moment, please. Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claim. Mr. Wright, Your Honor, you claim the witness heard the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have evidence?
Okay, to write on this. I better think it through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sawa heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply...
This one? That's probably what you were going to choose, wasn't it?
But it's not right, is it? Is it right?
Do it.
Let's sound the clock here now here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. Beep. I think it's 8:25.
That certainly is a strange way to announce the time.
Well, he is the thinker after all.
Someone heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright?
Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now?
It's 11:25.
As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawa heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sawa, try to talk your way out of this one.
You forgot one thing.
Uh-oh, what's he talking about now?
While it seems the clock was running 3 hours slow, it proved nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day? If you can't prove that, how are you gonna have a case?
Right. How am I going to prove that? Damn it! I was so close! Mr. Wright.
Mr. Wright, it seems your lack of evidence, the lack of crucial evidence to support your claim.
Yes, Your Honor.
This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends a cross-examination, Mr. Solid. I come all this way down here to testify and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all scum.
I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. There's nothing I can do about it now.
Not so fast, Mr. Shawit.
Chief.
Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think.
But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the witness was slow the day of the murder.
Nobody can prove it.
Nobody can prove that.
Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was running 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock running 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Can you think of a reason as to why she was... Yes. Correct.
Wait.
There's a document that proves she wasn't at
Maybe I can't prove it.
before the murder. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Look for proof that she went somewhere. That's my...
So go to the court record?
Yeah.
Passport?
can't tell you. Use your brain. But it has to prove she went somewhere. If you think that's what you're gonna use, then do it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim?
Of course. There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt.
Tough word. Let's see how you pull this one off.
Take that!
The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow. It was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Solid, or should I say, Mr. Didit?
Order, I say. Well, this case certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness. He was arrested and taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. And find a true culprit at the same time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At this point, this is only a formality, but court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. And with that, the court is adjourned.
Turns out that Frank Sowett was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman just to check out and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sowett let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sowett grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find.
Huh. Look at his head. I think that's a bullet in his forehead.
Yeah. You want us to end it here?
Keep going until for now.
Ooh, I still can't believe we won.
Right, good job in there. Congratulations.
Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you.
Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial sent on such a satisfying note.
I've never seen the Chief look this happy. She's this glad I met how Larry must feel.
My life is over.
Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now?
Oh, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon.
Good, wait. No, I mean bad, 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 bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed.
But My Cindy, where are you going, man? Like forever.
There, she was, nah, never mind.
Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Budd's innocent. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner, movie, my treat. Oh, no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who... Oh.
Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook.
Oh, hey! Here, take this. It's a present. A present for me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made it one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was into that chick. She was just playing me for a fool. That didn't make you want to cry? Stop.
Larry.
Are you sure? Squeeze me?
Oh, Star Wars reference?
Yes. I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay. Oh, I'm not just sympathizing. To show your friend something that proves how she felt about him.
Huh? Oh, yeah, right. What in the hell?
You can take that.
What? What?
Move over as much as my head did.
Take that!
You could have done take that. Huh? What about the clock?
This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled.
Whatever. She probably just needed the clock, that's all.
You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make one of it when you go.
Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks.
Hope that made him feel a little better.
Whose friendship does Nick and Larry?
Vic and Nick.
Vic and Nick, okay, I guess. Right. I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off?
Yeah, I guess so.
Say, how about dinner, Ernie? We'll drink to a toast to innocent butts.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him?
Yeah, part of it.
You'll have to tell me about it sometime, maybe over drinks.
So when my first trial came to a close, Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." And I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us unless you count the clock you gave me up. I didn't know then. But that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise I wouldn't be able to keep. The end. This is King of Sands 2. We'll meet again.
Not yet. You have to save it first.
No.
Save your progress. Down. Save 2.
We'll meet again.
Give me the remote. Oh, and while I'm on the air, until we meet again.